All right, guys, another week's in the books. Another good week. Some of you did very well. Some of you not so well. We're going to get to that in a second. First off, Jamie, I hope you're doing okay in Texas. I hear Austin is getting some crazy weather with floods and shit. So I hope you're dry. I hope your place is dry. I'm sure you're having fun at your business doing that kind of crap. But since we're talking about Jamie, let's talk about his matchup. He was playing Jack, and Jack beat him pretty good, almost 200 points. It was 453 to 626 and a half. Jamie, you didn't have the best week. Nola did well for you, though, 77 and a half points. Over 2 starts, 13 innings pitched. He didn't give up a single home run during those 2 starts. With 10 strikeouts, another solid outing from Nola. Who would have thought he had that kind of shit in him? Jack, your best player was Cruz. Hit for a 375 average with 3 home runs for 72 points. Not bad. Very good outing. Congratulations, Jack, on winning. They were the 2 division leaders, so that was fun to watch. Sale, though, Jamie, dropped the ball for you, for sure. There's a stray cat right here that's kind of messing with me. We don't know whose it is, but it likes to hang out in our backyard, and it kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm just waiting for it to jump up here. It's been kind of fucking with me this entire time. But, yeah, Jamie, Chris Sale didn't do you any favors. He made it through 5 innings of work. Gave up 8 hits, 2 for home runs. That is pretty gnarly point-wise. You know, that kind of hurts. Only 5 strikeouts. Netted you negative half a point, so not terrible in the grand scheme of things, but a huge blow when you're kind of expecting Sale to get you at least 40 points. And Jack, Wade Davis, this kind of hurts twice as much because you're a Cubs fan, but Wade Davis gave up 2 home runs and 2 innings of work, and for a reliever, that's brutal. Negative 15 points. Sucks. Next matchup we're going to talk about is Maggie and Joby. Joby, you beat Maggie by an even 100 points. It was 573 and a half to 473 and a half. Maggie had some good players. I don't really know what happened. I looked at your players, and none of them were terrible. I guess you just didn't have anyone that was super good. But Andrus was one kind of bright spot in your lineup. Hit for 483 average with 7 doubles. 7 doubles, 1 home run for 81 and a half points. He liked second base. He liked getting to second base quite a bit. Joby, you had Nelson, some weird-ass pitcher what does he pitch for, Milwaukee? 14 innings pitched, gave up 12 hits in those 14 innings of work. No home runs for an even 99 points. 16 strikeouts would help that quite a bit, but 99 points for 2 starts out of a pitcher is decent. That's 2 almost 50-point starts. I'd take that any day of the week. Maggie, I guess your biggest letdown was Walker. He'd been money for you lately, but 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, gave up 1 home run and 3 walks for a grand total of 6 points. Not a lot. And Joby, I guess Beltre kind of shit the bed for you. With a $185 average with 1 home run for 15 points. For an offensive player, that's not a lot. So 15 points out of Beltre was surprising. And the next matchup was Taylor and Brian. Taylor, you came out on top there. It was a pretty solid victory. Again, another 200-point victory. 646 to 451 and a half. So just a little over 200 points. Contreras for the Cubs. Taylor just going crazy, hitting home runs. He's been hitting so many home runs lately. Hit a 455 average with 5 home runs for 85 and a half points for you last week. 5 home runs. It's almost a home run a game. I didn't know he hit 2 on Sunday, but the other 3, I don't know how those were spread out. Brian, you had Taylor for the Dodgers. I don't know. I think he's for the Dodgers. .326 average with 3 home runs for 64 points. Taylor, you came out on top even with Keuchel, kind of not doing a Keuchel type start. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 home run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts for 5.5 points. That's not a typical Keuchel start. Been kind of rough out of the DL lately. And Brian, you made the mistake I made of not knowing when the hell to play Quintana. I couldn't figure out when he was going to have a good start and when he was going to not have a good start. So I dropped his ass. You picked him up. Made it through 5 innings. Gave up 6 hits. Half of those were home runs for a -9 points total. That doesn't help you much at all. I know those negative pitching points suck. It's pretty brutal. And now we're going to get to what I really wanted to talk about. My matchup versus Max. I had a good week. I had a really good week. I scored 739.5 points to Max's unfortunate 383 points. Damn near doubled his score. I'm sorry, Max. It was not your week, to say the least. You had a few setbacks, which we'll get to in a second. But let's talk about some good things that happened on both of our teams. I had Goldschmidt, who is making a case to be the National League MVP, a very strong case to be the National League MVP. He batted for .435. That was his average, with 3 home runs for 75 points. Not a lot of home runs, but he just gets a lot of hits. He had multiple multi-hit games last week, just crushing it. Whenever you get an offensive player up in the 70s, it's a pretty solid week. And I had multiple players last week. I think Machado was in the 70s. Stanton might have been in the 70s. I had a lot. I had a good week. But you had Bumgarner, Max, who had a good start, 47 points, 7 innings of shutout ball, no home runs allowed, more strikeouts than hits. So that's solid. Another good start from Bumgarner. I'm glad he's getting his shit together. This cat, man, is just making itself at home here. Maybe I'll show him to you in a second. Maybe you can see him. He's going to jump up on this bench, I think. You can kind of see the bench. Here, look at it. There's the cat. You see it? Right here. We have no idea whose cat this is, but it hangs out and sleeps on our deck. Weird. It's looking at me. It's eyeballing me. Cats kind of freak me out. I don't know why. I'm just not sure. I like dogs. I know how dogs work. Cats, I don't know. They're weird in the head, completely different. Where was I? Bumgarner did okay. And then Greinke, I guess we're going to talk about. I didn't have a whole lot go wrong on my team. All of my pitchers were good, minus Greinke, I guess, if you can call 13.5 points a disappointment. Greinke was last week for me. 5 innings pitched, 13.5 points. Nothing super. I think he gave up 2 home runs or something. 6 innings pitched, 2 home runs. Not bad ball. I can't complain about much. 739.5 points. Pretty solid. Max, you had both. Manea only made it through, 3 innings against the Giants. The Giants chased him out in 3 innings. Gave up 9 hits or something like that. I think a home run as well. And then Scherzer making it through only 1 inning before his neck started freaking out. That's rough, too. It's a tough start. I mean, that counts as a start. He came in, started the game, pitched 1 inning, and then decided his neck wasn't feeling good. So he stepped out and kind of screwed you over there. This was an interesting little side note. My offense alone would have been enough to beat Max's entire team. I scored 384.5 offensive points last week to Max's 383 total. So I didn't even need any of my relief pitchers, any of my starting pitchers. I didn't need any of that. My offense would have done it by themselves, but my pitching was pretty good. I had 2 complete games. Jamie Kluber got me a complete game, and Erwin Santana got me a complete game. I think you can kind of rely on, if a Minnesota Twins pitcher is doing okay, pitch count-wise, through 9, they're going to get a complete game because their bullpen, man, is terrible. Like Bartolo Colon, our trophy, Big Sexy, had a complete game the other day, and he's fucking like 48, weighs 300 pounds. Complete game. Not a shutout, but a complete game, so it was pretty impressive. That's all I have to say. I don't have to do anything stupid this week because I won. I guess we will talk about, I did get 2 trophies last week. I won both the Silver Slugger for the highest points for the week, and I took the Golden Bat away from you, Maggie. I'm sorry, but I now own the true highest points total for the year. And I think that's going to be hard to beat. 739.5 is going to be tough to beat. I mean, if you do it, I'm not going to be mad. I'll be impressed. But Max, for last week, you also won the Silver Shitter. So all trophies were in that one matchup against Max and I. Some good, some bad. Shit happens. I'm sorry. This week I'm playing Joby. Maggie, you're playing Max. Good luck with that. His team is kind of on the rocks. He's got a lot of players on the DL. Taylor, you're playing Jamie. It's a good inter-division play. Inter-division matchup. That's fun. And Brian, you're playing Jack. You guys are in the same division, so you can kind of make a dent on his lead if you beat him. Go for it. I'm okay with if you beat Jack. I'd be okay with that. Do it. That's all I got to say. Is this cat still hanging out over here? Yep, look at him. Or her. I don't know what it is. Someone's cat. So, from the porch cat and me, have a great night. Have a great week. Keep on keeping on. Peace.